And I know that those England boys very much fancy themselves as vocalists, particularly John Slateholm, but there can only be one winner here. The best male vocalist is voted by 95.8 Capital FM listeners in the Daily Mirror, the legendary George Michael!
Thank you. Well, to be perfectly honest, it would have been a bit embarrassing if I hadn't won this year, really, as I've actually managed to get a record out. So, but it's always really, I mean, this is a public voting thing, and it's always the best type of award. You know, other awards can be very political. It's all a matter of sharing and all that stuff. But this is always, I mean, that's why every time you give it to me, I'm going to come and get it. You know what I mean? So, thank you very much, and I'm really thrilled to have a record on the radio again. Thanks very much.
And it's great to have him back. He's dominated Capital FM's Hall of Fame for the past decade with his first ever solo #1, Careless Whisper. George Michael got a huge majority of your votes this year, and after last year's victory makes it a double this year, he's once again named
like Jesus to a child. That's what I like. Thank you very much.
George, right back a bit.
Wham! Bit of a clue. He's just hit the top again with the first single for Much Too Long with Jesus to a Child. He gave us that record exclusively, remember, last year for Help a London Child. He raised literally tens of thousands of pounds for London's kids just through that one donation last year. He's one of the nicest guys in a very cynical, rough old business, one of the most generous, well-respected artists in the whole music world. The hits, I'm sure, now he's making them again, thank goodness he is, will just keep on coming all this year. Will you please welcome back on stage the one and only Mr. George Michael?
Thank you. It's nice to know that I'm a well-respected article.
I'm sorry. It's been a long lunch.
Actually, it's a good job, really. I suppose that Oasis didn't win anything because Liam would have had a bit of trouble with this one. He might have had to have an ambulance ready for him. I had no idea this was going to happen today. I'm really thrilled. I feel a bit unnerved, actually, because I'm only 32, and does this mean people aren't going to buy my records anymore?
No, you've only just started making them, for goodness sake. No, you'll be all right, don't worry.
Okay, quite seriously, I'd like to say something. I don't really give myself very many opportunities to say anything these days, but the last nearly 6 years has been probably the most difficult period of my life. I'd like to think it's probably the most difficult period I would ever have, personally and professionally, but I learned a lot, and one of the things that I've learned, and one of the things I've really thought about in making the record that I'm just about to put out, is that really it's very, very easy as a musician whose only real response is through the media. It's very easy to get fooled into thinking that the press are your kind of go-between between yourself and the public. And one of the things that I've realized in the time that I haven't been able to release records is that in fact that's not true, and that everybody that came up to me, anyone who might have stopped me in the street or in a supermarket, or I do my own shopping.
What you want to do.
anyone who stopped me, anyone who voted for me in the last couple of years, all these things have been incredibly important to me in realising that actually the press just seem to have a negative effect on artists, in the sense that you're always trying to work out how you can win round people that don't particularly like or approve of what you do, when in fact I've realised that the only people that matter are the people really that you've already pleased. And how I was going to win over the people that didn't like me, I've now realised that what I had to do with this record was try and work out what it was that I did best and try and do it better. So I spent a year and a half making this record, and I really hope I've got it right, and I'm really, really, really appreciative of this award. Thank you.
Gentlemen, you voted for his outstanding contribution to British music, Mr. George Michael. I said earlier on, George has always been an amazing supporter of Help a London Child. Can I just tell you something else? And he was actually terribly shy and embarrassed about this bit, as he always is.